My name is Margaret Adele, and welcome to another indie book review. This is yet another in the series that I am calling The Gay Nerds Are Depressed, because it is yet another speculative work with queer characters and really depressing themes. So today, I am reviewing Cold-Blooded by Dekka Nye. Admittedly not the biggest fan of this cover, and if you can't tell from this lighting, the cover here says, when provisions are scarce, humanity is scarcer. So we're dealing with that classic dystopian trope of man is the real monster. This is specifically a futuristic world in which climate change has taken over, and it's basically eternal winter. You basically just live in winter. The main character talks about the fact that he's never really lived in a world that he didn't have to wear thermal clothing all the time. And this book's message is very firmly out there from the beginning and repeated very, very often, and that is, all technology is all bad, and the only way to save humanity is for everyone to go live in a pre-electricity era, because that will save us. And I get that that sounds really oversimplistic, but that's basically how it comes across, and that was my biggest issue with the book. And I'm going to start with the biggest issue, and then we will end with some of the things I actually liked. But the thing is that the book is preachy. And I don't usually like using that kind of language, but the thing is that it's literally monologues, paragraphs of writing out how horrible humanity is, how everyone got caught up using technology, how basically this is all our fault, how Earth would be better off if all humans died, like almost eco-terrorist levels of hatred towards humans on behalf of the environment. And it is spoken, or at least, written from the beginning and pops up consistently all the way through. Now, just in general, I'm not a fan of that kind of monologuing of the theme from the get-go. Your paragraph of, here's the message of the book, should not come until at least post halfway the midpoint, because the narrative should lead up to that. Unfortunately, the narrative does not keep up with the themes of the book at all. And that was very strange to me. It's told from a first-person POV, and Tal is a hypocrite. Tal is very much a hypocrite. And at first, I was like, oh, well, he's a 20-something hipster dude that thinks he has the solution to all of society's ills, but he's never actually done anything more than move out from his very small bubble of his apartment that he shares with a roommate and a dead-end job. So, yeah, it makes sense. That's a character archetype. You've met somebody like that either in real life or online. So I didn't think anything of it, but then as the story progressed and other people started talking about the horrors of humanity and Mother Earth will be better once they're all gone, and other characters are calling him wise for his thoughts, and I was like, oh no, the book thinks he's right. Kind of the book thinks he's right. Because the plot, the actual things that happen in the book, negate his own thought process. Because his thought process and the thought process of other characters in the book and the book itself is very much all technology bad. No nuance, no gray area, all technology bad. The thing is that they are constantly using technology. Now, it does kind of bring up the use of technology, because there's AIs and hacktivists, and it kind of brings up that idea a little bit, and you see Tal warring with himself a little bit. It did not feel like an entire character conflict that he's agreeing to help with this high technology things when he has very definitely anti-technology views. But the book kind of picks and chooses what it considers as technology, because at one point, and I'm not joking, the character actually talks about how staring into a fire, literally just staring into the flames of a fire, is more entertaining than looking at a digital device. No. And I get it. People are way too attached to their digital devices. We need to take a step back. We need to limit it. Yeah, of course. But do not try to tell me, unironically, that staring into a fire is more fun than something I'm going to find on a cell phone. Just don't. That's not an argument that's ever going to work. But those are the kind of arguments it makes. However, this book also has the characters using the benefits of other technology. For example, yeah, Tal isn't playing on the cell phone he has, but he needs it to keep in contact with another plot crucial character. They use a helicopter to get away from things, to escape from things multiple times. They use life-saving medical technology multiple times. They're using ships made with modern technology multiple times. And it's like the book doesn't even stop to think about that. Like, the book is so caught up in what it considers technology, aka AIs and cell phone games, that it doesn't stop to think about all the other technology that is involved with the modern world, but still labels all technology as bad. And so it makes no sense, because what's happening in the narrative is directly in conflict with the themes. Like, at the very end, there was this last showdown with an antagonist, and I was really here for this one, because the antagonist literally says, "Preach all you want, you take from the earth too." And I was like, yes, thank you. Someone pointing out Tal's own hypocrisy to him. It doesn't say. Tal, I don't even remember what Tal said in reply, but it was some super smart, wise thing, because he's a little bit of a Mary Sue that apparently has all the answers to the problems of the world, and all the other characters agree, yes, you have all the answers to the problems of the world, even the antagonists. And he convinces him down again. And I was like, no, you are preaching, you are hypocritical, you are using technology, and it just ignores it. And after this, when he literally blatantly says that basically going back to being people living without any technology will go back to being the way humans were meant to, and we should go back there, he's then planning to get on a jet. Like, are we seeing the problems here? And that's not to say that I wanted this book to suddenly become pro-technology. I either wanted Tal to follow his beliefs. Don't use that cell phone. Yep, you're going to be cut off from that person you care about. That's the price you pay. Don't use that helicopter. Yep, it's going to be harder to get away from the bad guys and you might die. That's the price you pay. Either follow through on the themes of the book, show the worst outcomes of not using technology, or make the theme more nuanced and accept that there are benefits to technology. And yes, it kind of like temporarily brings up medical technology and its life-saving attributes, but then it hints at the end that this other character that would have needed medical technology could actually be saved without it. And again, this makes no sense. And normally I wouldn't spend so much time arguing about the theme of a book. I would really just say, here's what the theme is, here's how well I think the book tackled it. But you can't not think about this theme, because it is paragraphs and paragraphs of this mindset pretty much every chapter. So I can't not focus on it. And coming from my background, I have a bachelor's degree in history, a certificate in public history, and I took multiple internships in history museums to get my museum studies master's degree. With all of this in mind, I can tell you this book is completely overly romanticizing history. Going back is not going to solve anything. All of the ills of humanity existed before technology was there. It's just always been there. You're not going to save humanity by removing technology. Russia's time of troubles was pre-electricity, and it's still called the time of troubles. But there were a couple things that I liked. One, the best friend Gray. He's this kind of affable hacktivist, and it really should be more of a conflict that he likes technology so much and is a hacker when Tal hates it, and they're kind of like in a friendship, maybe romance thing. And it's weird that it never comes up. Like, it really should be a bigger thing in their relationship. Again, the book kind of ignores its themes when it's time to actually focus on the plot. But also, I like the relationship dynamic and the growth in both of them, where them slowly realizing that, okay, maybe we can't have the exact relationship we thought we were going to have at the beginning, especially with Gray, but maybe, there's still something else here. We can't give this up. And I loved that aspect. And every time they were separated and reunited, like, that was my favorite part, hands down. And then also, I liked the potential. This book, the plot, the themes, maybe the themes had potential. What I saw in this originally was, I thought this was going to be a character with these very stringent anti-technology themes actually being forced to face the outcomes of his beliefs and having to, again, moderate them, coming face to face with, I have to let this person die because of this lack of technology. How do I feel about technology now? But it never comes up. It was never really a thing. But the potential was there. It was just lost in the execution. And for that reason, I gave this book 2 stars. I've never yet done a review video for 1 star, and I likely never will. And there were times that I thought this might be a 1 star, and it was honest to God the queer relationship that kept me going, because I am a sappy bisexual. So I don't know if this is a series. It does leave off on a little bit of a cliffhanger. If it is, I will not be continuing. I would still be semi-open to reading something else from this author. I just need it to be a little more focused and actually have the themes and the narrative equaling each other out. Now, if you are new to sci-fi, this book will be fine. However, you will have to already believe in its messaging to get any real enjoyment out of it. But who knows? It might be right up your alley. I am still open to review requests. I'm getting close to that 15 book limit, but we're not there yet, so let's hold on. If you would like to send a review request, all that information will be down in the description below. And with nothing else to say, I hope you have a wonderful day and a marvelous tomorrow.